I'm Rachel Overvoll, a somatic sex and intimacy coach with Modern Intimacy, and today I'm going to talk about rejection and how to handle rejection in dating. Before I talk about how to handle it, though, I really want to talk about reframes. Offer these to you as an opportunity for you to think about rejection in dating in a different way. The first reframe is that rejection is redirection. When we are being rejected by someone, it is an opportunity for us to redirect our life in a way that is healthy and suitable for our optimal growth as human beings. It is never something that is going to make our life worse. Rejection is always an opportunity for us to grow and better our lives. The second reframe is that rejection is someone rejecting the relationship, not you. The person that is rejecting the idea of a relationship with you. They are not personally rejecting you. When you can understand this reframe, you can really separate your self-worth from this rejection. They're not rejecting you as a human being, they're rejecting the idea of a relationship with you. And a lot of times this has a lot more to do with them, their wounding, their projections and reflections than it actually has to do with you as a human being. The third reframe is that rejection is an opportunity for you to reflect. It's an opportunity for you to reflect on how did I show up? How did they show up? What are things I want to shift or change moving forward? What are things in which I want to make different about the way I approach dating and relationships? Or what are the things that I have different standards for with people coming into my life moving forward? It's an opportunity for you to reflect because relationships are the place in which we build relational skills. We cannot practice relational skills outside of relationships. It's something we practice in relationships, which means that as we practice them, rejection is kind of part of what we're signing up for, and that's okay. How can you reflect on this rejection? That's key. The fourth and final reframe I want to offer is rejection is the greatest opportunity for you to choose yourself. In rejection, you have the opportunity to say, yes, you rejected the relationship, but I will not reject me. Because the truth is that we have no control over who rejects us in life. What we do have control over is whether we reject ourselves or not. Let that sink in for a second. You have control over whether or not this rejection leads to you rejecting yourself. Rejection is the greatest opportunity for you to choose to love yourself. Now that I've offered these reframes, I want to share some actual practical skills because it's really easy to say, here are some great things to think about, but now what do you do with them? The first thing I would say is, depending on the length of the relationship or your emotional ties with this person, one of the best things I can recommend is having a journal in which you write about it. This is a journal that is meant to be free form thoughts. There's no need for kindness, correct grammar, or punctuation, or sentence structure, or really beautiful language. It's a brain dump journal where you are able just to say exactly what you're feeling as you're moving through it. This is a really healthy way for you to process and move through the rejection instead of numb out and move past it. So grab a journal anytime you're thinking about this person or you're thinking about the experience of being rejected. Just write honestly about it. This journal is only for you. It's not for anyone else to see or view or judge. This is a journal for you to reflect and process through. The second thing I want to offer is mindfulness and somatic processing. A lot of times rejection comes with anxiety. Anxiety, though, is something that's always focused on either the future, sometimes the past, but mostly it's focused on the future. Future worries, future doubts, future fears that are coming up. Mindfulness and presence can eliminate anxiety because anxiety is not something that lives in the present, and mindfulness and presence do. Take a moment when you're feeling maybe spirally or anxious or worried about this rejection to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness can look like breath work, it can look like a body scan, it can look like the practice of pleasure, which I talk about a lot with my clients. It can also just look like going to yoga or going for a walk. Mindfulness and presence is focus on your body and the sensations you're feeling in the moment without judgment and fueled with self-compassion. Here are some tips. I hope you enjoyed them. I also really hope you take these reframes and use them as you're moving through the kind of painful spot that can be tied to rejection.